Okay. Now up, we have Coach Dennis Simmons, Assistant Head Coach, Outside Wide Receivers Coach, and Offensive Passing Game Coordinator. Coach, I'll let you introduce yourself, make some opening remarks, then we'll take some questions.
Hey, how you guys doing? Sorry for the tardiness. Apologize. Try not to make that a habit. My name is Dennis Simmons. I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee. I am married. I have 2 kids. Wife is named Tasha, son is named Cannon, and daughter is named Kendall.
Great.
Dennis, Ryan on Trojansports.com. Interested in just the timeline of how this came together. Lincoln's hiring was so fast. How did you decide to be on that plane the next morning, less than 24 hours later?
Twofold. One, the relationship, the friendship, and the brotherhood that Lincoln and I share is, one of a very strong bond. So when he called, there really wasn't much more discussion that was needed. Hey, this is what I'm doing, and I need you there. So I was like, what time and where?
Bruce Barter, Orange County Register. USC is kind of in the past has had receivers who kind of line up all over the field. Now with like this designation between inside outside, I guess like how do you guys determine who you're working with and things like that?
Well, that's something that actually kind of is a never-ending, always moving target. We will move guys around, so you don't have to worry about that. They'll be multifaceted there in that aspect. And really during practices, what it really involves too is, Dave is on one side of the field, I'm on the other side of the field. We break it up more so with how we meet. The X's and the Z's meet, and the Y's and the H's meet.
Antonio?
Hey, Dennis, Antonio Brown, could you speak about what the assistant head coach title, kind of what it means to you, and what those responsibilities will be?
The title, I guess, in a lot of ways, it holds me just as accountable as it holds Coach Rowley. And if for some reason, if there's ever anything that he can't fulfill in a head coach's position, I look at it as something, or if there's something that he designates to me to be at in his place, I look at it as something that I go and I represent the program in the same fashion that he would.
Hey Dennis, Dave Greenspan with the Associated Press. You've coached up a lot of great receivers, but different body types. CD's a different style of receiver than Hollywood was. What are sort of the traits that make guys great regardless of what their physical abilities are?
Well, a lot of that has to do with their parents and the DNA. As you stated, I've been fortunate and blessed enough to work with a lot of different guys. What I try to do is just, off of film study and evaluating what their strengths are, is put them in situations and that is able to put them at the advantage of using those skill sets. So I would say that within itself was honestly the biggest difference between those 2 guys. Now the thing that they both shared in common is that they both were very competitive and they both came to work every day with a mindset of competing and making each other better.
Ryan?
Okay. Ryan Avery at USCFootball.com. You guys got 3 wide receivers out of the transfer portal. Obviously familiar with Mario Williams, but Terrell Bynum and Brendan Rice, 2 Pac-12 guys. What did you like about all 3 of them that you wanted to bring them in?
Well, the thing that I loved about Terrell, and I'm a big relationship guy, so part of the recruiting process was, being able to get around them, get them on the phone, and have multiple conversations to find out not just who they were as a player, but who they were as a person. The biggest thing that, both Coach Riley, myself, and the rest of the offensive staff wanted to do was to bring that right type of mentality to the meeting room and to the position group. As my gentleman over here stated, you've had a lot of talented guys that have played here at this university, and one of the things that I think both myself and the group as we're going forward, we want to, hold up our end of the bargain with that tradition that has been here. So, I wanted to bring in the right type of people and bridge this thing together. So when we're out there, we're putting our best foot forward and the best product on the field. liked about Brandon is that, you know, in talking and doing research about him is his work ethic. Every coach that we encounter with in his recruiting process all said the same thing. He works his butt off every day at practice. The thing with the Bynum kid, his coach from the University of Washington actually texted me the day that he announced that he was coming here. It was like, hey, I'm gonna text you, and then he called and was like, hey man, you're getting a great person. So, you know, when you have characteristics and you have people willing to go out of their way to do things like that, then you kind of get the idea that, hey, you know, I'm on the right path. Now, obviously, we gotta put the work in and do some things this spring and this summer to make sure that we live up to everybody's expectations this fall. But you know, when you get affirmation like that, it gives you a pretty good idea that, you know, you're going down the right path and you're choosing the right people.
Gerard Martinez, USCFootball.com, 24/7 Sports. Congratulations.
Thank you.
John. Guy that you recruited out of high school, Malik Brown, played a lot of running back at Modern Day High School, but you guys want to use him a bit in the slot. Talk a little bit about splitting time and trying to steal him away from Comedy Dom.
Well, at the end of the day, we want to be successful. So I mean, our deal is, you know, let's put guys on the field and then put them in spots that gives us the competitive advantage. So I think that'll take care of the whole aspect of with me and Coach Mack. You know, the thing with Ralik is you know, he's gonna have to be able to come in here and pick it up. And you know, he's doing some things right now to aid with that. His athletic skill set. I mean, you guys, you're in the sports world, so I mean, I think we all can agree that, you know, his skill sets, he's able to do some things on the field that is truly dynamic. So with the combination of putting him in space and putting him in situations where he can take advantage of one-on-one coverage, I think, you know, whether it's the backfield, whether it's in the slot, whether it's on the outside, I think nothing but good things can happen when we get the football in his hands.
Coach, Stuart Cravens, USC Radio broadcast. With the exit of Drake London, you know, there's a lot of yards and touchdowns being left on the field. In the past, we've had a problem with honing in on one guy. Moving forward, are you hoping that there's somebody that breaks out in that receiver room that fills those shoes, or is it going to be more of a collective group effort going forward to keep that offensive balance?
Well, you know, my hope is that it's more of a group effort. And the reason why I say that is because if you got three Drake Londons out on the field making plays, then just imagine how successful our offensive unit is. So I would hope that, you know, that boy, which is a big boy, I would hope that, you know, multiple guys, you know, take the bull by the horns, step up and wanna embrace that role.
You mentioned your close relationship with Lincoln. How did that kind of develop over the time since you first met him to now? And then were you not shocked at all when he called you and said, "Hey, I'm going to Los Angeles"?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I was shocked. I was extremely shocked. That relationship started. I mean, when Lincoln and I have known each other, you know, since he was 19 years old. So I mean, we've gone through weddings together. We've gone through the birth of, you know, various kids together. So I mean, when you gone through transition and job locations together, we were together at Texas Tech and then went to East Carolina. I mean, I think throughout that time, you know, it creates a brotherhood. It creates a bond, much like with our players in the locker room, going through off-season conditioning, going through summer workouts. I mean, you kind of create that friendship and that brotherly bond. And I mean, you know, the respect that we both have for each other as men, and you know, sharing the same values and views, you know, is only made that bond stronger.
Dan?
You got to see Caleb Williams last year in practice, in games. What's he like? What should USC fans know about the quarterback they're getting?
Well, first, I think from a receiver standpoint and just from a coach being out there and able to observe him, the biggest thing that I thought he brought last year to the team was those guys in that huddle all want to play with him and want to play for him. And that's something that you can't really coach. I mean, you either got it or you don't have it. And, you know, those guys, you know, with his presence and some of the things that he did, he made practice fun, not just for himself, but everybody that was out there working with him. And when you get, you know, it's fun. Everybody's excited at the first day of camp, but, you know, day 15 or, you know, week 7, and you've done this for, you know, numerous days in a row, it kind of gets a little redundant. And, you know, when you have a guy out there that has that type of energy and that type of passion that you're playing with, it makes the time go by quicker, and it makes those practice time slots that you're out there, it makes it fun. And, you know, you're able to alleviate the noise, whether it's, you know, social media, the media, you know, what's going on with, you know, in their personal lives. They're out there having fun and playing the game. So I think that was one of the biggest qualities that I saw in him as a freshman. And like I said, that's something, you know, that's something you, in my opinion, that you're born with. And I think for guys, you know, like Sua back there that has played the game, I think he could truly identify and relate to that. Not many great players can bring that type of charisma and that type of energy every day to practice.
We'll do 2 more.
You did Paul, you guys at ESPN. I'm curious, you mentioned kind of taking the leap, you know, with Lincoln once you colleges and going even here. What's the process been like for you, just personally, logistically, to uproot your life and come over here, and then also handling the frenzy of signing day and portal and all of that?
It's kind of been like Groundhog's Day, to be honest with you. We got here, got off the plane, got changed, came over. He did his press conference. We were learning about, you know, SC, doing paperwork. Got cleared. The next day we were out on the plane, out on the road recruiting. So, you know, I got the question a million times like, hey man, I bet you're enjoying living in sunny California. And my response was, yeah, I'm not in California. I'm actually out on the road recruiting. So it's, you know, now that signing day is over and we're finally able to get around our players and the team, things will start to slow down. I'm excited. My family will actually be moving out here Saturday. So I will get out of my normal routine of moving my luggage out of one hotel room to fly back here to put it back in another hotel to pack it up again to move it out to go out the next week. So that'll be nice.
We'll wrap it up with Mark.
Hey Coach, Mark Holkin, WeAreSC.com. At OU, you guys are known for big play capabilities from your wide receivers, but you guys also block really well at that position. Talk about how much you're going to emphasize that with the group of receivers out here.
Well, if you won't block, you won't play.
Simple enough.
I mean, it's honestly just that simple. I mean, a part of our standard is, you know, competing with each other and playing for one another. And if you're not going to be a guy that's going to play for your teammate when you don't have the ball, you're probably not going to be a guy that's going to have a chance to get on the field to get the ball.
Perfect. Thank you, Coach.
We all good?
Thank you.
Yep.